Hi there. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Reading Reddit Stories with Marissa. You may be wondering, where's the podcast? It still exists, obviously. I still want to record my podcast. I realized that I like talking to other people about the thoughts that I have, not to myself. So yeah, I'm just waiting for the right people to come along, I guess. If you want to be interviewed, let me know down below. That was kind of embarrassing. Let's start with the first story, shall we? Am I the asshole for telling my wife I don't want her mom to have her location all the time now? Upon first glance, I think that's giving major danger vibes, but we'll see. Let's see. My wife shares her location with her family and sometimes her friends. I never really thought that much about it. I don't share my location with her, which she has never liked. I wouldn't like that either. I would like to know where my partner is, not even at all times. It's really just like, I want to know where you are. I don't want to have to text you about it. Not even because I think you're doing anything bad. I just want to know where you are. Anyway, I personally don't like it. It freaks me out being tracked 24/7. The issue was earlier this week. I needed surgery and I wanted to keep everything private. I didn't even tell my own mom and dad. My wife agreed not to share with anyone either. Okay, this is gonna be a quick little comment, but I don't really understand people like that. Especially like if you have an okay relationship with your parents. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't tell them that you needed surgery, or if you were like sick, or like if anything happened to you. I don't know, but to each their own, obviously. It was on a Monday, and everything went overall well until my wife's mother showed up. She apparently noticed my wife was at the hospital, and when she didn't pick up, she came down. She thought my wife was hurt. It became a big thing, and basically everyone on my wife's side was told that someone was in the hospital. My own mom and dad were contacted, and I had to explain the situation. I hated this. It is clear to me that if my wife is being tracked 24/7, that I am being tracked 24/7. I hate that this whole situation got out because people knowing my wife's location. My wife and I got into an argument, and I don't want her sharing her location anymore with her mother or family 24/7. She is calling me controlling and a dick. I pointed out it is invading my own privacy, and she needs to cut the string on her mom. Cut the string on her mom. I don't like the way that you put that. That sounds not good. It still doesn't sound good. Even after reading all of this, it still doesn't sound good. I will say, I don't think you're the asshole, but I also think your wife's not the asshole. I definitely think it is your wife's mom. She definitely did not have the right to show up unannounced to the hospital just because her daughter didn't pick up the phone. There is nobody in my life that I would ever do that to. If I see that your location is at the hospital and I give you a call, hey girl, are you good? And you don't pick up, I'm gonna hang up the phone and I'm going to possibly wait for you to send me a text later, or I'll just talk to you when I talk to you. Now, I'm sure if something really bad happened, news would get out. And I'm sure as her mom, she wants to be the first to know, but I wouldn't just show up to the hospital. I wouldn't. That's pushing it. That's a boundary I would not cross. And that's not even a boundary that has to be like stated verbally. That's just like a boundary that should be common sense. Let's see what the comments are saying. Weird that she thinks you're controlling, but not her family, who apparently needs to know where she is every minute. Not the asshole. I don't think it's controlling. I don't think she should have called you a controlling dick. I think that was probably like a heat of the moment thing. It's not controlling for her family to need to know, because I don't think that conversation has been had. That was kind of an assumption that they need to know. I'm sure if she explained the reason why, that a decision would be come to reconcile this issue. Okay, and she can't see it's weird that they are actually checking her location on the daily rather than in an emergency, than making an emergency out of nothing. This is the big point that a lot of people are missing. Mother-in-law called, daughter didn't answer, so she checks her daughter's location, drives to said location. There are countless reasons why her daughter could be at the hospital, and only one reason mother-in-law shows up, if she's invited to. Yes. I agree with that. Why is there the expectation that because someone isn't immediately available to you every time you call, they must be stalked to see where they are? And how dare you not reply the second I call? Phones should be a tool, not a slave device. Her daughter is a married woman. It's creepy and infantilizing. Here we go, blowing things out of proportion. I don't think that's... that last part it wasn't needed. I do agree phones should be a tool. It's not a slave device. Her daughter is a married woman. I don't know what this part has to do with it necessarily. Like, my mom will always be my mom. Even when I'm married, my mom will be my mom. I love her. Even when I'm married, my sister will be my sister and my dad will be my dad. My friends will be my friends. They're going to want to know if I'm okay. I even have friends that are like in Chicago and other states and stuff like that, and I have their location. What am I gonna do from Nashville? I don't know. I'm not gonna catch a flight to Chicago because my friend is in the hospital. I just wanted to let you know I would visit my friend in the hospital. I don't know why I said that, but if your location is just at the hospital and you don't tell me what's up, I'm gonna find out. But I'm not just gonna show up to the hospital. That's what I was saying. Okay. But I do like to see if they're okay and what they're up to. Not the asshole. Maybe it's a generational thing, but I find the whole location tracking thing really invasive, and I'm flabbergasted that people don't mind it. It's not about having something to hide. It's about respecting people's privacy and not wanting to have Big Brother watching you every second of the day. Big Brother? What do you have, an iPhone? Like, if you have an iPhone, you're being watched every day. It doesn't matter if your location is on or not. What? That literally doesn't make sense. That literally doesn't make sense. It's not about having something to hide. Okay, like, I get that. Respecting people's privacy from your friends and your family. But if you want to bring Big Brother, into it, it's too late. Samsung, iPhone, I don't know, all of them. It's got your location. How do you make calls? Cell service. The satellites, they watch you. Like, I was hoping nobody was gonna comment that because I just knew it was gonna be stupid. Anyway, let's read a different story. Am I the asshole peed standing up in a traffic jam? Let's say I am 26 female. Boyfriend is 25 male. So already he's a little bit younger than you, and I'm sensing maybe there might be an issue. Okay, we got stuck in an insane traffic jam. Boyfriend was driving. We were at a standstill. Found out later on they had closed the highway. I had to pee really bad. Like, bad. I saw that a couple guys had run to the side of the road to pee, and I decided to do the same. It was super open with a few bushes by the side of the road. Really not much cover. I have a stand to pee device in my car, but when I grabbed it, my boyfriend got all weird. Let's see why. He said people would see me pee standing up and think I was trans. I said no one would think that. Plenty of women have pee funnels, and also I don't care. I don't have beef with trans people. Yeah, I think literally transphobia affects everybody. It does. It affects everybody, whether you're transgender or cis. Like, it doesn't matter. He said I should squat just to put his mind at ease. I said I didn't want my butt and cooch out on the highway in front of everyone, or to get pee on my shoes, and I just wanted to be quick and clean. Very convenient. There's no problem with that. He said he didn't want people to look at the girl he's dating and think she was trans, and I should squat like girls do. I'm dying by this point. I honestly have never peed on the side of the road. The only place I squat to pee is like public potties that I don't want to put my butt cheeks on. Finally, I couldn't hold it anymore, and I really didn't want to show the world my butt, so I ran to the side of the road and slipped the device into my jeans and just peed standing up with my back to traffic. No one could see anything. It just slides through the zipper, but I guess maybe if someone was looking, they would be confused. When I got back to the car, my boyfriend wouldn't talk to me. He said I disrespected his feelings, but it was 100% an emergency. Am I the asshole? Update to all the comments asking, yes, he is an ex-boyfriend now, and yes, there were other red flags. Ditched the man, kept the pee funnel, gonna laugh at him every time I pee standing up, haha. Well, I'm glad that he's an ex-boyfriend, because that's just a weird take. I feel like I would not date a man who is homophobic or transphobic or obviously racist or anything like that. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you date someone with such horrible views and opinions? I don't think you're the asshole. You just had to pee. It shouldn't have been that serious. It really shouldn't have been that serious. Let's see what the comments are saying. Not the asshole. Your boyfriend would have preferred that everyone see your ass and vagina than have a random stranger think his girlfriend is trans. He would rather you expose yourself for his personal gain. Get a better boyfriend. I agree. Glad that he's an ex. Not the asshole. Your boyfriend is clearly transphobic. That is 100% on him. And who cares if people think you are trans? And you don't want people to think you're dating someone who is bigoted and hateful. Exactly. Not the asshole. Period. This one's gonna be a good one. Spoiler alert, I really hate late people. I hate people that think it's okay to be late and who think late is just a personality trait. I genuinely hate late people. Am I the asshole for leaving a restaurant after my friends were 30 minutes late? Already? No, you're not the asshole. If no one is dying or giving birth, you should not be 30 minutes late to dinner with your friend. I made plans to meet a couple friends for dinner last weekend. We agreed on a time and place earlier in the week, and I showed up right on time. After about 10 minutes, I texted the group chat to see if they were close. One of them said they were on the way. Another 15 to 20 minutes went by, and they still hadn't showed up at this point. Now, earlier when I read this, I thought maybe it had been 15 to 20 minutes still that you've been there, but you had already been sitting there at this point from 25 to 30 minutes. That's too much. That's too much. You've got 15 minutes. Not even. You've got like 10 minutes before I leave. This is like class. If the teacher's not there within 15 minutes, there is no class that day. If you're not there within 10, we're not hanging out. Really now or ever again. Honestly, I don't do that. I don't like being late. Anyway, excuse the tangent. At that point, I had been sitting there for about half an hour and the restaurant was pretty busy and didn't want to occupy a table. So I decided to just order food to go and eat instead of continuing to wait. Right after I left, they started texting asking where I was. I told them I had already eaten because I had been waiting around 30 minutes. One of them said I should have waited a little longer since they were almost there and it was kind of rude to leave. I feel like 30 minutes is already a long wait, but now I'm wondering if I should have stayed since they were apparently close. Am I the asshole? No, you're not the asshole. They're lying to you. They're lying to you. They could actually almost be there. They could literally still almost be there if they were saying that they were so close. They may not even be in the restaurant. I don't trust late people. I don't trust you. Let's see what the comments are saying. I love how they say it was rude of you to leave, but it wasn't rude for them to be 30 minutes late. Not the asshole. Exactly. 30 minutes is crazy. And I'm sure, like, if you wouldn't be 30 minutes late to a date, don't be 30 minutes late to a hangout. If you wouldn't be 30 minutes late to work, don't be 30 minutes late to a hangout. If we were hanging out at my house, like, I get that. But we're at a busy ass restaurant on a weekend. No, you don't do that to me. My social anxiety can't handle that. They probably said it was rude because OP didn't hold a table for them. Not the asshole all the way. 30 minutes is more than enough time to wait. Exactly. Not the asshole. Being late like this is so disrespectful. An entire half an hour is wild. I would be apologizing profusely to you instead of being mad that you didn't continue to wait for me. Exactly. Very inconsiderate. I hate people who are inconsiderate and not self-aware. Let's move on to the next story before I blow a gasket. This one is also gonna be a good one. Am I the asshole for speaking to my overweight assistant about her business lunch and making her cry? At the beginning of the year, I hired an assistant. We'll call her Amy. Amy is great at what she does, and I have already given her a raise because I felt she was underpaid for what she was doing. I'm working on several large deals, so I gave Amy the lead on one of them. She did an excellent job. I set up a lunch appointment with a client on Friday. I told him I would be bringing Amy as she has been instrumental in their account. He did not have a problem with this. Amy was professional, knowledgeable, and she did an overall good job. The client and I were both impressed, with the exception of one thing. The client and I both ordered burgers and fries. Amy ordered a steak, well done, mashed potatoes, steamed veggies, and a side of soup. That is a lot of food for a client lunch. The client and I finished about the same time. It was another 15 minutes before Amy finished. Then the waitress came around and asked if we wanted dessert. The client and I both said no. Amy ordered cheesecake and coffee. That is a very big lunch for a business lunch. But that's all I'll say about that for now. I realized I hadn't spoken to Amy about client lunches before, so after the meeting I explained to her that it is best to follow the client's lead. If they order simple food, we order simple food. If they decline dessert, we decline dessert. If we want something afterwards, we can pick it up later. Amy did not take this well. At first, she offered to pay me back. I told her it was not a money issue. I have no problem buying her lunch, but to keep in mind, it is about business. I told her I usually order wraps or burgers because they are not too messy, like spaghetti, and I can take small bites in case I'm asked a question. I can also match the client's eating speed so there's no awkward waiting on either side. Oh no. I can already see what's gonna happen. Then she started crying, saying it is because she's fat. Her words, not mine. I again told her it was about strategy. I thought she had great potential and I wanted to help guide her. I then told her about my past faux pas. For example, ordering spaghetti and getting it all over my shirt. Or once I ordered first and ordered a cheeseburger when my client was vegetarian and highly disgusted at me. She was still upset when we left. I feel like an asshole for bringing this to her attention, but my intentions were good. I feel like she has great potential. The meal did not concern me as much as how she took instruction. Now I'm wondering if others think I'm wrong for bringing it up. I don't think you're the asshole at all. I do think that when you're already insecure about something, whether it be like weight or anything else really, if someone comments on anything that might be in the nature of that, you can tend to overestimate what they're trying to say. But literally, you gave an example of exactly what you were trying to say in a way that had nothing to do with weight. So it's not like you were trying to say something about that at all. There was no way to even take that from this conversation. Let's see what the comments say. There is no way you can get someone who is determined to misunderstand you to understand you. You did not comment on her weight, and her theatrics speak to her and whatever she's dealing with internally. Professionally, this is a huge red flag for Amy. I know it is hard to hear, especially given the crying and all that, but you are not the asshole. Yeah, I do feel bad that this is probably going to ruin her reputation. I mean, probably not for long, but that is a very big red flag, especially if you can't take constructive criticism well. I wonder how actual criticism will be taken. This feels like the type of behavior of a person who can't accept they did anything wrong and instead turns the attack around on the other person. I understand this is one incident, but it's something to watch out for. I've had coworkers and past partners like this. Once you notice it, it appears everywhere. Another very good point. Like, if somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. And I think that this could potentially be who she is. I feel bad for Amy, but it was a rookie mistake, and to not be able to just accept that you need correction and move on is kind of a big problem. We'll do one more story. Am I the asshole for making my friend pay for my Uber home after she surprised me? Ooh, I don't know what surprise means. In my mind, I'm thinking maybe like she came over randomly and she wanted an Uber home after that, but I don't know. So I went out last night with some friends. One of them, let's call her Sarah, offered to drive since she doesn't drink and said she'd stay sober. Everything was fine until like 1 a.m. when suddenly she says she's too tired and wants to leave. I told her I was good staying and I'd just Uber home later. She kept saying that she felt responsible for me and wouldn't leave without me. It honestly turned into a whole thing and I didn't feel like arguing in the middle of the club, so I just went with her. I already see. I saw the signs and it opened. Yeah, this isn't looking good. Then, once we get to the car, she goes,
actually, I'm gonna go to my boyfriend's place. It's closer.
His place is like 20 minutes the opposite direction of mine. She drives there, pulls into a gas station near his house, and tells me to just call a ride from there. The Uber back to my place was $25 because of surge. If she had just left me at the club like I originally said, I would have paid and not cared, but since she basically forced me to leave because she felt responsible, and then dropped me off halfway so she could see her boyfriend. That is weird. You're weird. Ew. So yeah, I Venmo requested her $25. Now she's mad saying I'm ungrateful because she already gave me a ride in the wrong direction. And my other friends think I'm being petty over $25 that you wouldn't have had to pay had you just stayed at the club like you originally wanted to do. It's not really even about the money. It just feels weird to drag someone out and then leave them at a gas station. Am I the asshole? No, you're not the asshole. I would be appalled if one of my friends left me at a gas station on a night out. And I know you don't say that you're drunk in this, but like if I was drunk at the club and you leave me at a gas station, honestly, even if I'm not drunk, we're done. We're not friends anymore. Let's see what the comments say, shall we? Not the asshole. So she felt responsible for you, but was fine leaving you at a gas station? Math isn't mathing. Another one says, a friend wanted to separate OP from the group. Sounds like some underlying issues at play with their group dynamic. I agree, because why are your friends not taking your side on this? That seems weird. Probably this, but not worth fighting them over $25. They'll likely never pay, they will never admit anything, and the only end result is more fighting and dragging other people into an argument that has no resolution. I agree with that comment entirely, because there's just nothing that you can do. Best to just be the bigger person and let go. Take it as a lesson. Exactly. And I was actually going to say that about the $25. Like, I wouldn't have requested $25. I would have just been like, this is who you are. You've shown me your true colors, and I realized that I don't like gray. So I'm going to go where there's yellow. Well, anyways, thank you for joining this episode. I hope to have more posted soon. If there's any topics that you want to hear about specifically, go ahead and comment it down below. And if you want to be on my podcast, send me a DM on my Instagram. It should be somewhere on my channel. All right, see you guys next time. Bye.